In this tutorial, I will be teaching you the fundamental principles you will need to draw planets in space. First, I will teach you how to draw line guides for striped planets. This will help you make planets that have clouds and gases that circle around their shape in a precise way. Next, using similar methods, I will teach you how to draw rings around a planet. From there, I will teach you how to shade and color a simple planet. And last, I will then explain the types of planets and how to add atmospheres and more details. Planets start out as a simple circle. Once you add details and shadow to it, however, it will then start to look different depending on the angle. A common detail seen on planets is stripes. To add uniform stripes to a planet, first decide what position you want your planet to be at in correlation to the viewer. If you want it to look like the viewer is looking directly at the top or bottom of the planet, then draw stripes as perfect circles that get larger and larger as they move out towards the planet's edge. If you want it to look like the viewer is looking directly at the side of the planet, then draw horizontal, vertical, or angled lines straight across your planet depending on the rotation you want. If you want it to look like the viewer is looking at the planet at an angle, then your planet's stripes will be at a shape in between a line and a circle. This shape is called an ellipse. The ellipses you draw on an angled planet will get larger and more circular the farther they are away from the top of your planet. The top of your planet can be anywhere within your circle. To add rings around your planet, use the same principles as adding uniform stripes to a planet. The only difference here is that your circles, lines, or ellipses will extend outside of your planet's edge. Now that you know the basics of how to draw stripes and rings on a planet, let's move on to shading. Different types of shading will allow you to show different light sources on your planet. To shade a planet properly, you first need to understand overcast light, translucent light, reflected light, core shadows, and secondary light. Overcast light is your base color. It is neither a shadow nor a highlight. It is usually what I start out with when shading. Translucent light is seen when light travels through an object and bounces back to the viewer. It illuminates the thing it shines into, usually making it a saturated and more bright color the closer it gets to the light source. On less opaque objects, translucent light can shine all the way through an object. On more opaque objects, translucent light will be more dim and will only penetrate and illuminate the outer surface where the light is hitting. Reflected light is light that reflects off objects. It reflects the color of the light source. This color is usually white. Core shadows are shadows formed on the backside of opaque objects when a front side is facing and blocking the light. And secondary light is light from a different light source that is not as bright or intense. It is usually only seen in shadowed areas, since primary light will overpower it. Notice how the way the light hits and fades along a planet follows the same principles as adding rings and uniform stripes to a planet. If you want your light to appear to be coming from the front, then fade your colors in a circle pattern. If you want your light to appear to be coming directly from the side, then fade your colors in a line pattern. And if you want your light to appear to be coming at an angle, then use a series of ellipses as your fading guide. Ellipses will get more severe the higher or lower your light source is angled. Please note that the light source and a planet's stripes are separate from each other and can go in different directions on the same planet. Now let's talk about more details you can add to a planet. The first thing you can add to a planet is a detail we have already covered, which is stripes. Stripes on a planet could be many different patterns and colors. For more interest, you can add variations to the stripe's thickness, change up the color order, and add organic variations within your patterns. Planets can also have land and water masses. This is something you would see on a livable planet like Earth. To make a planet like this more interesting, you can add different shades to the water, making the color lighter towards the land masses to give the impression that the water is shallower in those areas. You can also add different climates to the land, making some places frozen with snow and ice, other areas brown with desert, and others more lush and green. Since planets like this also have a lot of moisture in the air, you can also add beautiful white clouds. Another type of detail you can add is craters. This would indicate something large had hit the planet in the past, or that the planet has sinkholes or is eroded in some places. To make a planet like this interesting, make sure that there is a lot of variety in the shape, depth, and spaces between the craters. There are many more ways to decorate and add character to a planet, but these are the most common. The last thing I'm going to talk about is atmospheres. Atmospheres can extend thousands of kilometers into space and can be many different colors depending on what it is made out of. Drawing planets with brightly lit atmospheres makes things look really cool in my opinion. To draw an atmosphere, put down your darkest color around your planet. After that, add more of that color, increasing its brightness and saturation. Then put down a new color that is brighter in hue from that color. Then add an even brighter hue closer to the center. To finish, add white to the very edge of the planet. The brightest hues are cyan, yellow, and magenta. The darkest hues are red, green, and purple. For the best glowing effect, start your color at one of these dark hues and move it to one of the brightest ones. For example, here is how red to yellow atmospheres look like on planets. Here's how purple to cyan atmospheres looks on planets. Here's how purple to magenta atmospheres looks on planets. And here's how green to yellow atmospheres looks on planets. I hope this video helped you to better understand how to draw cool planets in space. If you would like to see time-lapse paintings of different space art I have done in the past, I'll have links to those videos in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.